Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Team Chismosa. And I have a very special guest with me. If you listen to the Stooky Duck podcast, you will know who she is. Welcome.
Hi, it's Anna.
And we are recording this via Zoom. So this is the first time I'm trying this out. Usually I try to do it like over the phone, but I thought, let's do it on Zoom because I can record it and then convert the file. Anyway, today we are talking about the Walter Mercado story on Netflix called Mucho Mucho Amor. I saw the trailer of it and I posted it on my Instagram stories. And the first person to reply was you. I knew you would, though. I knew you would.
I was so excited when I saw the trailer. Oh my God. I wanted it to be like right that second. Like I
Me
needed it
too.
right that second.
Me too. I was like, I don't want to wait. I can't wait to watch this.
Like give me content now.
Because Walter Mercado was so special in our lives. We grew up with him.
Oh my God, girl. Like I specifically remember, like my mom would watch Primer Impacto, and at 5:45, right, because they would go to commercials and then they would come back and it would be Walter y las Estrellas, if I recall correctly. And my mom would be like, ya viene Walter. And I would run into the room. I would get my horoscope. And then I'd walk back out and finish whatever I was watching on my TV, which normally consisted of like an away Giants game or, Saved by the Bell. I don't know.
I remember
on point.
Yeah, always. But I remember, because for me, it was with my abuela, right? So my abuela would say, we would be, if we would be in the kitchen with her and she was watching Walter, everybody would stop what they're doing to watch Walter Mercado.
For sure.
It was just the way it is. But we couldn't talk. So if we started talking, my abuela would be, ya cállense, cállate. Let me listen. And as a little kid and, growing up watching him, I wouldn't just wait for my sign. I would listen to all of them.
You had to. My mom would be like, that's your dad's sign. And that's your tia sign. And that's what it said about this person. And we heard them all. Like, I would definitely listen to the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I remember right when it got to Leo, I'm like, ooh, I'm next. I knew as soon as he was like, Leo. And I was like, oh, he's about to say Virgo.
It was the most amazing thing ever. I was just drawn to him.
Oh yeah.
He just captivated everybody that watched him. And he did it, like everything he said was like so on point.
So on point, but also so positive, because even if he said like, there's changes coming, there's something's gonna happen at work, or and he would even like know that he has his young audience, because he would say work or school, but it's gonna be good. You have to be strong. You have to be assertive. Like, it was always such positivity that's why you saw it every single day on Primer Impacto.
Yeah. And there was nobody like him.
No, not at all.
It's like Latinos and Latinas don't know how great we had it having Walter Mercado in our lives.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's one of those things. Well, there's things that Walter said that to this day in this household, my mother and I still do. So one of the most important days was right before New Year's, when Walter would give his New Year's Eve, not predictions, but things that you were supposed to do. So he would be like, Géminis, you need to always light a yellow candle. before midnight, and put on your red chonies, or have a bowl of nuts, which is what he used to say to Sagitario, would be a mixed bowl of dry nuts. I believe it was a white candle and a glass of water or something like that. And it's something he said. She still does it. I mean, he hasn't said it
In years.
in years, and she still does it. Like, that is something that is still part of our lives. But that New Year's Eve one, holy guacamole, like, that was the one to listen to, because it told you what you needed to do the night before. And it would be like, take a baggage and walk around the block, or take an escoba and put it outside. And everyone had a different thing to do. But it was funny because for the most part, the following year was the same thing, but he would add something else.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was a tradition.
Yeah.
And even because he passed in November, he still did one more, because he used to do it for the Miami Herald, the newspaper. And he had already done what needed to be for the New Year's Eve print. So they had it. So even after he passed, he still had the 2019-2020 things to do for New Year's Eve. And I was just like, oh my God.
We were blessed.
Yeah, for sure.
So watching, I'm going to get emotional.
Oh, I cried watching that. It's your childhood. It's your whole childhood explained. Like, it was.
I think because Walter was something I did more at my abuela's house.
Yeah.
And my abuela's house was always like a safe haven. And so it's so emotional watching this.
Yeah. No, I get it. It is.
And it's not because it was like my abuela. I love and I miss my abuela, but it's more internal for me as a child, and then as a teenager and as an adult.
Well, what it is that everything that has to do with Walter Mercado is a positive memory for our childhood.
Absolutely.
Where we were, like, I can tell you specifically, I would run into my mom's room. And my mom's room, you walk in and the TV's right there, and I would go and I would sit on the edge of her bed, literally like right in front of the TV.
Yeah.
But those memories are crystal clear because they happened every single time. Almost every single day for years of our lives. So that's why I think it's so emotional to watch, because it's such a positive memory of our childhood.
It is
really great.
Like, I don't think I have. There's nothing else that makes me feel the way this documentary made me feel.
Yeah.
In my life, and I'm 42. I mean, when
you're older, but whatever.
By a few months, cabrona.
Older is older, okay?
I mean, when I took some notes, and for me, it was the stars truly aligned for him.
Yeah.
And he was our beacon of hope.
Yeah.
Just a ray of sunshine.
Just positivity. Positivity and energy, and just giving you that fuerza.
Yes.
That tú puedes, you can do it. Hazlo. Just be strong. And he gave us that strength.
And it was always like, how people ask you, what's your astrological sign? The minute I say I'm a Gemini, it's like, oh, you're two-faced. And Walter never described it as that. He never described it as that. He always made me feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So it was just it was just so heartwarming and so nostalgic, and it was, I don't know, it was just amazing.
Yeah, it was.
The producers, everybody behind this, what an, bravo to you.
Yeah, it was well done. It was a true homage to Walter. And what's crazy, it was an homage in life. He hadn't died yet. Nothing of
No.
this had anything to do with his death. They had stopped filming before he passed away. So this was an homage to a man that was still with us. And I
Yeah.
love that. It wasn't an afterthought and after he passed and oh my God. No, like
No,
the
they had
man,
him. They
yeah,
had his words.
yeah. I
The
love that.
way it was filmed,
Yeah.
how they used the tarot cards as they
Yes.
they transitioned into a new segment with the tarot cards. Oh my God. When I was a teenager, I bought a tarot I bought a tarot card deck because like I said, I used to watch him and I would listen to all the signs and it would fascinate me because I was like, oh my God. So I bought this tarot card deck and my abuela found them and threw them away.
Yeah.
So even though she loved Walter and his horoscopes, I had a tarot card deck and she was like, no, no. I'm gonna buy some. And I was already on this journey, and
Yeah.
I will talk about that a little bit later. But I want to buy tarot cards. I want to learn how to read them. Um, it's just amazing. I
You
just
know,
loved everything.
it's funny because somebody said that within the documentary, but they said regardless of your religious belief, your uh homophobia, uh sometimes even your language, Walter was for everybody. He transcended all of that. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if you were Cristiana or Católica or agnostic or gay or straight or didn't want gay people in life. Walter still united everyone in those 12 minutes, maybe. I think it was even less. In those like
Yeah,
7 minutes of him telling us the positivity of all our signs, he united us.
he sure the fuck did.
Regardless of what you think about astrology.
So in
Or is it astronomy? It's
it's astrology.
okay.
Astronomy is the study of stars. Astrology is like the horoscope.
Don't you think it would be astrology with all the biologies and geologies? Like it makes no sense. That's why people get tripped up. I'm just saying.
So in the documentary,
Yes.
someone said, no, he said that he got the best of religions, of certain religions, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he mixed it with astrology
Yeah.
because he realized that all religions have a point of convergence. So, and he called it interfaith religion. And I actually really, I feel him on that
Yeah.
because, so this is okay. So when it comes to religion, I always say that the way that I understood it as a young child was God is a Gemini, and every single different personality, because Geminis are mutable, so we change a lot. So every single side of God is a different religion, but it's still ultimately one God, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at religion. And I'm Catholic, right? But that's because I was born into a Catholic family. I went to Catholic school. I I did all my sacraments. Well, not all of them, but my sacraments were all in the Catholic Church. Um, and but I don't agree with everything, and I don't have to. You know, I don't go to church every Sunday because I don't feel like I have to. And I
Yeah.
also like elements of different religions. So I like that he said that. I
Yeah.
like that he called it interfaith religion.
Yeah.
Because I feel that in my soul.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny because I, like you, which is kind of how our paths crossed anyways, but I, like you, born Catholic, went to Catholic school all the way through high school. Our senior year of high school, we had a world religion class taught to us by a Catholic nun, which I found kind of strange at the time when we had, gotten our class schedule. I'm like, sister, I forget her name, and I'm sorry that I forgot her name. She was great. I loved her, and I forgot her name. Sister Pat, I think. Um, she taught this class about religion, and the first thing she said to us, she said, "You were born into your religion," because we also obviously had other people that weren't Catholic, but our school, allowed everybody in. Um, don't follow a religion because your parents are that religion. Find your religion. She's like, in this class, we're going to study, Buddhism and Islam. And we did. We went to a Buddhist temple and we learned how to chant. We went to a mosque, even though we couldn't go in because we were women, we had to be behind the glass. She had someone come and show us how they prayed towards Mecca. Like he did, when it was time, he did his thing. So there was something that when we were at the Buddhist temple, when they were talking to us, and the guy had said, and it's something Walter kind of said, is God is within you.
Yes.
Yes, like, and the Buddhists believe that what you do, how you treat the earth, how you treat your fellow human, that's God. And so that resonated so much to me. Like, I felt like I also had that inner faith, that inner religion, that I am Catholic, and I actually feel like my Catholicism got stronger with that class, but I also feel like I can see where Buddhism has it right, and I could see where Islam has it right. Like nobody has it 100% correct because it's all one thing. Like if you put it all together, it's this one love.
Yes.
Like and that's what he was about, and I kind of experienced that as a senior, and I was still kind of probably too young to understand it, but now as I'm older, like I see it. I see what Walter was talking about.
So you know how they say God helps those that helps themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I remember these conversations I had with my mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So God helps those that helps themselves. And I'd be like, right. You're absolutely right, Mom, because God is in us.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're never going to help ourselves if we just mope around and wait for God to do it. We have to do it.
Well, we have to
God,
help each other too.
right. God helps those that help themselves.
Yeah.
So if you personally need to change something in your life or you need help or whatever, you need to get up and do it. He won't help you unless you do it. So then it becomes, like in here, in the show, the documentary, he says, quien está con Dios no teme a nada,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And when he said that, I'm like, you're absolutely, yes, I heard that in my life too. And I
Yeah.
also heard, el que nada debe, nada teme.
Oh yeah.
But again, it comes back to, quien está con Dios no teme a nada.
Yeah.
It's just all these little things in my life, all of these little sayings. Watching this documentary, it's just like, oh, it's my life.
Yeah. And it all comes back to you.
It's just so crazy. I
Yeah.
like how they showed a clip of him, like he was right in front of a fire pit, right? That
Mm-hmm.
fire pit, and he was saying, "El amor es la razón del todo. El
Oh
amor
yeah,
es
yeah,
el alfa y el omega." El amor es la razón de vivir. And then, whoosh, the fire.
I know.
Such drama.
He was so theatrical.
Such drama. But
How boring would it have been if he wasn't?
yeah. Right.
How would you remember that quote had he not shot flames?
No.
Like, oh my God, he was so theatrical, but that's what drew you. Oh my God, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so this documentary, there was some stuff in there that I laughed so hard. And so I took notes too, and I'm just gonna give you 3 things that made me either crack up or just like my jaw drop. And then we'll talk.
Okay, go.
The first one, which made me laugh and made me feel, first of all, so bad for the guy that I'm gonna say it is. And secondly, be like, oh, Walter, he was wrong on that one, is when he told Sinbad that he was gonna be like the world's greatest comedian. And I'm just like, oh, Walter, no. No, he was not. So I'm sitting there watching this, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, you know how many people are probably going to roast poor Sinbad for being
Oh.
like, Walter.
Well, I mean, well, what is he gonna do? You're gonna be like a horrible comedian? He can't. He was so positive all the time.
Yes, but he was like the world's greatest comedian.
I mean, listen, if he was on the Arsenio Hall show, he would have told him the same fucking thing.
I know. But that one had me cracking up. Secondly, can I say wow? Like seriously, wow to his naked picture, the black and white, where you see his body and his butt.
Yeah.
Walter, hello. He's so Cristo. So that one gave me the jaw drop. And the third was just one little funny thing when they asked him, have you had any plastic surgery? And he says, I've had little arrangements.
Okay, Walter.
Okay, little arrangements.
I see how Jada must have taken a page out of his book in her little entanglement with his little arrangements.
Apparently, but we'll talk about those entanglements in another podcast. Remember to come back for that one.
I really liked when he started giving a tour of his house, how he was just silent but just moving around.
Oh yeah, with the flare,
like he was gliding. Just
yeah.
Oh my God, I could not. And he always went to his pose, with the 2 hands. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Face.
I love it. It's like, you know how when we make fun of like photographers and we say, make love to the camera, and you'd make the box with your fingers, but he makes it with his hands.
It's like jazz hands. He frames his face with jazz hands.
I love it. Oh my God.
And he's done that forever.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then another part, skipping towards the end to when he was in Miami for that exhibition or whatever, when they were in the car singing.
Oh,
everybody was singing. Oh, I love that part.
Yeah, that was cute.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, they were just so. It was really so nice. And then another one of my favorite parts is Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes, LMM. Oh my God. Can we say okay, he was so giddy. He fanboyed so hard.
So hard. It was amazing.
So hard.
I was right there with him though. I was so excited for him and a little jealous.
So jelly. So jelly. But what was so funny is he's like in the elevator, he's like, this doesn't feel real. He's like, no, right? This ain't real.
I love how he took his father.
Oh,
it was so cute.
Well, it's the same thing as us, right? That's how we connected.
Yeah.
You know, I would take my mom, and if your grandma was still here, you're taking your abuela in a heartbeat. Like
Fuck yeah.
that's where we get it from, this love for Walter. But oh my God, he was so excited. And then when Walter starts fanboying himself, LMM's like,
Oh,
he doesn't
what?
know what to say. He's like, ah, ah. And then he's like, it's such an honor coming from you. And yeah. And then he put on the cape and he's like, they're gonna say what do you say? He's like, oh, they're gonna be talking about why I'm not wearing my Hamilton costume tomorrow or something like that.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
when he was wearing the cape, the
Because
Puerto
he was
Rican
gonna wear the
one.
cape.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Um, there was a part where he was in Ponce, Puerto Rico, at
Mm-hmm.
the theater that they have there. I think it was La Perla. And
Oh yeah.
uh, shout out to Eric because all I thought about was Eric because that's where he's from.
Oh really?
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. But just everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is something that I'm going to be watching for a very long time because I feel such a connection with astrology, which is why we all feel a connection with Walter.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah. Oh my God. So I cried
mhm.
when he did his interview with Jorge Ramos.
Yeah.
And I cried. I thought the interview was fine. Like the interview was good. It wasn't the interview so much itself. Um, and I love how he kept trying to be very positive with what even Jorge is like, I'm agnostic. Do you think there's like, heaven or
What's after this? What is after
yeah.
this, right?
And
And
what that said, I don't expect another heaven. He said, heaven is today, heaven is now. That got me choked up because it's true. Heaven is today. Like we make heaven now. This is what we know. And then when Jorge asked him to do his Mucho Mucho Amor thing,
uh
when he said it, it was so real, so deep. You could feel it because he goes, reciban de mí siempre. Like, and he's looking dead at the camera. And that siempre was like, it wasn't like his normal goodbye. It was like, you can feel it. And I just started bawling.
me too.
It, it
For
was,
me, he transformed in front of the camera. He
oh,
transformed. Anything that was wrong, any pain he felt,
yeah.
anything.
He looked younger.
When the camera was on him, he transformed. Whether it was during an interview or even during when they were following him around the house, the minute he looked at that camera, it was just a young ass, energetic being.
For sure. For sure. So much. Oh my God. He looks so
Just
much younger. So much.
captivating.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
just drew you in. You
Mm-hmm.
just mesmerized.
Yeah.
And it just with the camera on him. You see him relaxing at times, but the minute he makes eye contact with that fucking camera or a reporter,
Mm-hmm.
he turned it on.
Oh
All
yeah.
his energy went into that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the thing was over, then you see him just kind of retreat.
Yeah. It was
Ugh.
weird to see him in a t-shirt. Like
When he was
every
getting
single
ready,
shot,
yeah.
yeah, every single shot he was dressed. He was good to go. But that one where he was getting ready and he was in just that white t-shirt, that white undershirt, I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, because we've never seen him like that. He's
Yeah.
always with a blazer,
Yeah.
or the
His
capes,
cape or some kind of like
a
um
moo
yeah, or a guayabera
or what do they call
style.
them? They're caftans, right? A caftan. I call them. Well, they're moo but they were
Yeah.
just oh
He always looked good, and that one was interesting. And then I think at one point too they were doing his makeup and he's like, don't film this.
oh yeah, because he wasn't ready. He wasn't on yet. Oh man, it was just
Yeah.
uh,
but the hard part was watching him after he fell.
Yeah.
Because even he said, he was like, don't, like, I don't want to be seen like that. And there was one point where somebody was helping him of all his, nephews that he has. Um,
Nieces.
no, but there was a guy there. I don't know if he was.
The one guy, his assistant?
No, a
Oh.
younger guy. His name is
Oh,
Jesse.
yes.
That's his nephew,
Yeah.
right? So all his nieces and nephews, right, that he has. And he goes, and he said, Jesse me has hecho la vida feliz. And the way he said it, it's like when someone is saying goodbye, like thanking him
Yeah.
for making him happy. And he said, Jesse, me has hecho la vida feliz. You've made my life happy. And when he said that, they cut to a completely different scene. So you don't really see Jesse's reaction. But my heart went like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, it's like he knew. Like that fall was going to be
This was it.
that this was it. And when he said that to Jesse and we didn't get a reaction, all I was left with was just like my reaction, and it was heartbreaking.
When Jorge Ramos was interviewing him,
Mhm.
and he said, "Oh, can I bring up your age? 87." He's like, "No. It's 50, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
There's nothing after 50. You're 50 years old forever, and then you die."
Um,
I thought that was so funny.
yeah, let me know how that goes when you get there first.
Oh, shut the fuck. Literally 2 months.
Okay,
Literally
are you
2
not going to
months
get there first?
and
Is what
2
I want to know.
weeks.
Are
2
you not going
months and 2. I am going to get there first, but
to?
you know who's going to get there before us?
But you're going to get there before me, so you let me know
Oh,
how that goes.
fuck. The thing that angered me watching this was his manager.
Oh God, must we discuss that ass?
Yeah, I think that was really, it's just so predatory. And then the lawyer that Walter had, like, how could
Yeah,
you
that
let this happen?
see, and that's who I blame. I mean, I get that the blame is this asshole who wanted to do this to him, but that lawyer should have been like, hey, we need to change this. Because to his manager, he's a business.
That's right.
He's a business. The lawyer should have been like, hey, this guy's trying to take everything. Maybe we should change this to, you can profit 80% of my likeness, not give it all away. If that's what he wanted to do. I mean, that happens a lot. So the blame is on the manager, ex-manager, because he was an asshole for doing that. But the lawyer to me has the bigger blame.
And
And
can you
that's what sucks.
imagine? He could have been around so much more and so much longer
Yeah.
if all that shit wouldn't have happened.
That's the part that sucks. And that's where I'm mad at the manager, is because what was it, after 2006? Was it?
6, 2006.
After 2006, we never got it again. We never got him back. We never had those moments of it's 5:45, get in here, and we could have used those.
Fuck yeah, I could have used him.
Right
I
around that
needed
time,
him.
we could have used Walter, and he was taken away over some stupid shit. But I blame his lawyer.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I blame his lawyer and I blame his manager.
well, yeah, the
But the
manager, that was an
lawyer,
asshole move.
like, this is what gives lawyers a bad name.
Yeah, he didn't protect him. He didn't. When he said that, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's good. Go ahead and sign it." I felt like the lawyer didn't even read it. The feeling I got with the lawyer was like, "Yeah, it's fine. Go. No, whatever."
Like,
Like,
who is this guy? How dare
seriously, that's what
you?
we need to know.
How fucking dare you, you piece of shit? He probably paid off by the manager
Yeah, very possible.
because the manager probably knew that Walter wasn't going to read that shit.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely sucked. Um, yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. So it sucks that happened to Walter, but his positivity. I mean, like, he didn't have anything negative to say except when he said he was, he talked about him, angel, my angel. And then he was like, in the end, and then he shrugged, and I think he said he was like, the devil, huh? And then he shrugged again, like that's not really how he wanted to say it, but there was no other word. But
Yeah,
he had
there's
that
no.
positivity that, it is what it is. And I think that was part of Walter's whole mantra for us all was you just gotta move on and keep going and be strong and do this and find a path. And it was his.
Yeah.
That's why his positivity resonated so much, I think.
Yeah.
Because no matter what he went through, he wanted to be happy. And I think he was. I think towards the very end he was happy.
I know he was happy with that like exhibit thing. He
Oh
looks
my,
so happy.
he really did.
He looks so happy.
Oh my God, but can we talk about the photo shoot?
Oh my God.
The
Ah,
photo shoot at the
that's what
end
I'm
was
saying.
everything.
He was
Was
in pain. This man was in pain, but
Yeah.
when you put him in front of a fucking camera, he transformed.
My God. With his cape
He's so
dancing
cute.
and his hands, his jazz hands. And there was my favorite part was the cameraman was like taking a picture of him, and he was like doing the side view with like kind of
Uh-huh.
the pray
The
hands,
pray hands.
and he was looking at the camera, and the cameraman is all like, "Give me an eyebrow," and his eyebrow just went up. I was like, "Oh, that is so Walter. I love it. I love everything."
Amazing. I mean,
It was,
this man,
yeah, it was great. It was really well done. I love that they used memes and showed the social media. Like I love that they showed the social media of that event in Miami
uh-huh.
because someone was videotaping and they put like it just got weird.
I love that they were interviewing different people and that there's a bar that has a drink named after him.
Yes, they put a little tarot
Tarot
card.
card. I mean, how amazing is that?
I want to go to that bathroom though. I hella want to go to that
Me
bathroom.
too.
I didn't know there was little like little what like the little pine
The air
trees and
fresheners, the air
yeah.
scents. Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
gonna
find
find
one.
them. Yeah, me too.
I have a Selena one, but I need a Walter one now
Yeah,
for sure. I
everybody
think
needs a Walter. Everybody needs a little Walter in their house,
yes,
I think.
yes. We got to find some stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll make us some t-shirts.
Oh,
Hmm.
made me a bag, like a little tote bag, like a
Yeah,
shopping bag, like a Walter shopping bag, with him in
yeah.
it, with his hands, jazz hands,
Uh-huh.
or with the eyebrow.
And then we could put like no gastes mucho mucho dinero.
Or be like, heaven is now. That's why I'm shopping.
I don't know. We'll do something.
For sure.
So yeah, so this just I feel like this just came just at the right time for me. Like personally in my life, I needed this.
Mhm.
Especially because and I want to share with everybody that's listening. Um, I follow this makeup person, uh, I guess you can call her an influencer. Her name is um, Amrezy, Amrezy. Um, so I follow her on Instagram. I follow her on Twitter, and she started a YouTube channel. She was on vacation earlier this year, and she was in, I think, Tulum or something. And she met somebody there, an astrologer, a young guy. And she had a birth chart reading. And she had posted about it. And like I followed him on Instagram, because again, that called to me. So I followed him on Instagram. I even sent him a message and he kind of like sent me his WhatsApp information. And then that was that. I didn't contact him after that. And then,
It was gonna be your birthday.
well, on her birthday, she's a Gemini too, but she's like born in
Right.
May, I think, right?
Yeah,
I
but it was
can't even remember.
But it was gonna be, you sent a message and then it was gonna
Yeah,
be your
so
birthday.
on her birthday, she had like a follow-up reading and she posted about it. And then I was like, you know what? My birthday's coming up. Let me contact him to see if he can read me on my birthday. He could do my natal chart, birth chart, whatever it's called. And that was that. So I had first contacted him in March. And then he told me his price. So at the time of this recording, he charges $75 for your astral chart reading. And what it is it's the map of the sky at the exact time you were born, and it helps you understand yourself better. He's in Tulum. So if you are going to travel to Tulum after this coronavirus madness is over, he can do a face-to-face reading. Or he can do a phone call, a video call. He can do like a Skype call, a WhatsApp call. He let me do a Zoom call and I hosted it, so I was able to record it. It was a little more than an hour, but when I tell you that my jaw was on the ground because this shit was so fucking accurate, I can't even fucking tell you. It was so accurate. And if you have $75 that you can spare, I highly suggest that you get a natal chart reading. His Instagram is at ID for Daniel, TB for baby, IDTBI. Go follow him. Anybody that's listening, follow him. And if you have the money to spare, get a reading. You need to know, obviously, you know your own birth date, the day, the month, the day, the year, but you also need to know the exact time you were born. If you don't know it, go get your birth certificate. Give him that information. So he needs like your first name, month, date, year, time, and the city that you were born in, city, state, country, whatever. That will give him a map of the stars, and then he reads it to you. He reads you all 12 houses. He talks about your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. It is amazing. I always wondered why there's so many Geminis in my life, but we're all so different. And I always wondered why are we so different? If we're Geminis, we should all be the same, right? Mm-mm. Because we each have our own moon sign and rising sign. My moon is a Virgo, which is why me and you get along so well.
Yeah, that's why we're besties.
And my rising sign is Cancer. So I have elements of all these signs. He goes through all 12 houses. He breaks everything down for you, connecting every goddamn dot. When I tell you that when he was talking about my childhood, this man could see in my chart everything from my childhood. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, and that birth chart and all that it's very real. And even Walter said when he was talking to Jorge Ramos, he said the day you're born, it is put on the map the day you will die. So
Yeah.
this map is immediately written the moment you're born, and it comes from the stars.
I want to do one for my kids.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Because I want to know I want to know, like, I want to be the best person. I want to be the best mom that I can be for them. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to, I've realized that not everybody thinks like me. Not everybody feels like me.
Yeah.
And I feel like knowing this stuff can make me a better parent. Tailor the way I am with Rio. Tailor the way I am with RJ in a way that they understand and I understand. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
No, it does.
Because I'm going to approach these teenage years, and you know how kids are when they're teenagers.
I know how Rio is now.
I know. And I don't want to fall into bad habits of parenting.
Yeah.
The
Makes
more
sense.
knowledge I have, the better I can be for them. Right? Just like everybody learns differently,
Yeah.
every, you know, I believe that you can parent differently for each child. Each child has their own personality.
Yeah,
So
what works for one doesn't necessarily work for
work
the
for
other.
the other. Exactly. And
Yeah.
I want to be able to be a good mom for both in the way that they need it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do it soon.
Okay. Well, you do the kids and your mom. I'll do mine because I personally have my own astrology lady, Veronica, that I go to. Um, and she's very old school, nothing on social media. It's all phone call. And she reads my tarot cards, and she sent me a chart when we first did it many, many years ago. I don't even know where it is. It's in an email somewhere, I think.
In
Um,
your 300,000 emails.
yes. Okay, 300,000 unread emails. Um, but yeah, no, I would love to see a chart from this gentleman that you got it from,
I mean,
and then maybe we
amazing.
could have a podcast about what we learned from mine, from your mom's, from the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't think I'll put my mom's shit out there. And then even with my stuff, I have to
Yeah,
be
selective.
very selective on what
Yeah, but there's
I
stuff that you
put
can
out
learn
there.
that's beneficial that maybe someone might want to know
Well,
if they
the
make
part
that
that I have,
decision.
I can tell you right now, the part from my childhood, I have to cut out. I
Oh,
can't
of
share
course,
that. Yeah, I
of course.
can't share that. That's too, I
I'll
can't
cut
share
this
that
part
part.
out too.
Yeah. No, I can leave this part in and I can tell people, but I can't.
Well, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about more is what you learn about yourself that you didn't understand about how you communicate, how you deal with things. Because I'm sure that that's part of your whole wheelhouse, right? Is how
Yeah.
you, as your Gemini self, handles certain situations, certain things, and certain times. And when you're in Mercury, you act different than when you're in Venus. And so
Yeah.
I'm assuming that that's the kind of stuff that he also tells you about.
Yes.
And that's the kind of stuff that people want to kind of hear. It sometimes to make the decision of getting the birth chart because it can be scary to
Yeah.
kind of get this information. But when you hear all the good stuff or the things you learn and stuff like that's the kind of thing I was thinking about. We could podcast, not
Oh yeah.
necessarily like the in depth, you know,
Yeah.
you,
Absolutely. I will be more than happy to share everything that this man told me
yeah,
because it was amazing.
that's awesome.
And again, if you're interested in it, I highly recommend that you follow him and contact him. I will have a link to his Instagram account in this podcast. So when you're listening to it, either on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or I'm going to put it on YouTube. Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. It won't be us talking. It'll just be a picture of our logo. And it'll be there. Um, so that you can contact him. I
Yeah,
mean, just amazing. He's amazing. I do want my tarot cards read. I had
Oh,
them read once, and everything that this lady said was completely accurate. It's all come true.
I can email Veronica and see if she's taken anybody new, because again, everything is very old school with her. And then she'll see if I'll refer you. She'll email you and tell you if she's available.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect.
But she's like, yeah, she's like an older Latina. I mean, just the way you would expect it to be. It's how
I
she's
mean,
great
it's
though.
just
She's
this,
on point.
like I said, this documentary came like just at the right time.
Yeah, it's funny
Just
because
at
you
the
had
right
done
time.
all this already.
I had already done
Yeah.
my birth chart. I had already had the Zoom meeting. Um, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Here comes Walter.
here comes Walter, and it's like giving me new life.
Yeah.
It's giving me new life. And this guy that I was talking to, his name is Daniel. Um, just everything he said about me, how I am, how I am with people, um, made me realize that there are only certain people in my life that I should focus my energy on.
Yeah.
And other of everybody else, not everybody else. The way he said it was, um, don't focus your energy on people who basically like they bait you into it. They bait you into it, right? They want you to give them advice. They come to you for advice. You give them the advice. They don't like what they hear. And then it's like the
What do you
flip.
know? Are
Right. Who do
you
you think you are?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
think you're better than everybody.
Yeah.
So he told me, you got to cut that shit out of your life.
Yeah.
And I have.
Yeah.
As of my birth date, as of my birthday, I am slowly but surely distancing myself. I really only care about my husband. Not that I don't care about everybody, but I'm focusing my energy on my husband, my children, my siblings, um, and
Yeah.
a few other people.
No, that makes sense. It makes total sense.
Because I have a lot of I have a lot of healing to do, and I can't take energy away from that to put it on someone else who doesn't appreciate the energy that I put into them.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. And so all these things, like it's just so weird how it's
Yeah.
all coming together.
And it's funny because you were going through some people who were really pulling your energy away with some stupid shit.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. This Walter documentary was everything, and I think what I took away from it, whereas you're taking away the spiritual of it all, I'm taking away the positivity and the happiness and how he smiled through it all. And before the camera started rolling at the very beginning, he was humming his little song like that. Positivity, that
Okay, I'm ready.
oh, but him and his okay, okay,
Okay.
that happiness, that positivity, that strength, that's what I'm taking away from it because it was everything. It
We
was
all need to bring out our inner Walter. So I just want to thank the directors, the producers, all the people that were in the movie, his family,
yeah,
media personalities, just even the fans that went to go see him that posted all that social media stuff. everybody that had to do with this film, everybody that had their hand in this project. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Amazing.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And I love that you dedicated it to your abuelas. I think it was
Oh,
a little dedication because either it's your abuela or your mom or even your dad, like this connects us to them on so many levels for all of our youth, and it was perfect. Thank
so
you for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And just like Walter said, he used to be a star, but now he's a constellation. I hope you come back, and I hope you enjoy the content that we put out. And
If you
peace.
want us to talk about anything or there's something that you want us to watch and talk about,
Let us know.
yeah, let us know. We love to talk about everything that's in Chisme right now, and this is definitely in everyone's minds right now. So
So we thank you for listening to this show. Goodbye for now. I will leave you with the famous closing of our dear Walter Mercado.
Que Dios los bendiga a todos, aunque no crean Dios. Que Dios los bendiga a todos, hoy, mañana y siempre. Y que reciban de mí siempre mucha paz. Pero sobre todo que mucho, 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 mucho amor.